Unexpected behavior of dictionary membership check. An unhashable object cannot be inserted into a dict. It is documented, there is good reason for it. However, I do not understand why it affects a membership test. I was assuming that a membership test can return only true or false. But when the value is unhashable, it fails with type error column unhashable type. I would say true should be the correct answer of this not in test, because the value is clearly not contained in SOMEDICT and it is fully irrelevant that it cannot be inserted. Another example. When the value is unhashable, it fails with type error column unhashable type. I would expect the key error instead. Also, does not return the default, but throws the type error. So why unhashable in SOMEDICT does not evaluate to false, and what is the correct test returning just true or false? Update. Object contains _self, item, called to implement membership test operators. Should return true if item is in self, false otherwise. From data model, Python documentation. Appendix. This is a simplified part of a user interface program, which failed when one of the arguments was a dict.
The reason is that the test for a potential key being part of a dictionary is done by generating the hash value of the potential key. If the potential key cannot provide a hash value, if the object is not hashable, the test cannot take place. You are right, in a way, that in this case the existence test could just say no, not present, because it cannot be inserted anyway. This is not done this way because it could cloak a lot of programming errors. If you program cleanly, you will most likely never check for an unhashable object whether it is in a dictionary or not. I.e., it requires quite an amount of fantasy to come up with a case where you actually would. I wouldn't say it is completely out of the question, though. The amount of cases where such a check is only happening because a programming error leads to a situation where you do something accidentally is way larger. So the exception indicates that you should look at the spot in the code. If you know what you are doing, maybe the case in your situation, you should simply catch that error. If you want to combine that with your key error handling, or to provide another aspect which is rather esoteric. An object might be hashable at some time and unhashable at another, maybe later. This should of course never be the case but can happen, e.g., if the hash value relies on something external. Despite common assumptions, being hashable is independent from being immutable, although one often relies on the other. So an object could change while being part of a dictionary, and this could change its hash value. While this is an error in itself and will lead to having the dictionary not working properly, this might also be a design reason not to simply say not present or raise a key error but raise the type error instead.
I think this is more of an implementation decision. Which makes sense, unhashable type should return a specific type of error. Imagine you implement a counter class, containing a dictionary which just counts objects. You run it on a collection of objects and one of them happens to be unhashable, but you do not know it. Then when you want to look at the number of occurrences of this object, your program will return 0, which would not be true. On the other hand, the fact that there is a specific exception when the type is unhashable let the developer chose the behavior to implement. If there was one single exception for these two cases, you would not have this choice.
If you're trying to test a key which cannot possibly exist in a dict, it indicates a logic error or possibly a typo of you trying to test against the wrong variable. Why would you even attempt the test if it can never be true? Likely you want to fix that issue in your code. It makes sense to me to treat these as two different cases which can really aid in debugging. If you do have a case where you're mixing hashable and unhashable types and this is explicitly not in error, you should make that clear.
Maybe you could check if it's hashable. If it is, try your piece of code. If not, return false. This is not an answer to your why question, but at least I think it'll work.